Hi besties! Cook my family's iftar meal with me. For reference, iftar is the meal we eat when we break our fast. This is my iftar menu for the day. You guys already know how it goes. I always start off by playing a show, and then after that I gather everything that I'll be using to cook because it makes the cooking process more organized. First thing I did today was preheat my oven. I am not boiling any water because I don't necessarily need any hot water on hand. And then I go ahead to rinse off my fish. Fish has been properly washed before with lemon and vinegar. I just rinsed it because it came out of the fridge. Lay it down on my foil-lined pan and then I tapped it dry with some paper towel. Cut the fish like this, that way all the seasonings can go into it. For my spice mix today, I went into my drawer and just played around with my spices. Remember besties, always pick your spices to your own taste. You're the one that will be eating your food. For me, I used suya spice. I added ginger, garlic, paprika and chili powders to it. Then I put some vegetable oil. I didn't need to use salt and Maggi cube because the suya spice is already very sweet. I put on my gloves and then I rubbed my spice mix onto my fish properly. Make sure every part of the fish was coated, and then I went ahead to peel my plantains. Make sure to rub the plantain with the remaining spice mix that I made. Sit in the oven to bake at 360 degrees for about 30 minutes. Then I prepped my pepper mix that I'll be using to coat my fish. And remember to always make your pepper mix to your liking as well. If you like it spicy, add more peppers. If you don't, reduce the pepper. After chopping my peppers, I sliced my red and spring onions. Now it was time for me to fry my pepper mix that will be going on top of my fish. In my hot pan, I added some vegetable oil, my red onions and my spring onion goes in next. I gave that a good mix and then I added ginger and garlic paste. I am so tired of people complaining about how much oil is in my food. You're not going to be eating the food, you're just watching me cook the food that my husband is going to be eating. So crazy because we're even healthier than people that are always complaining about these oils. Anyways, it was time for me to get started on my strawberry lemonade. I washed my strawberry and lemons with some baking soda. I sliced my lemons and then I squeezed the juice out. I wanted everything to be made fresh and that's why I didn't buy store-bought lemon juice. This is the juice that I got. I also sliced up my strawberries to make my preserve. Added a little bit of honey to that and water. Give that a good blend and that is how you make your strawberry preserve. To make my simple syrup, I added some water into my pot, added a cup of sugar and let this boil down. You want to keep mixing until the sugar melts and the water becomes clear again. I poured my simple syrup into a glass jar and then I sifted my strawberry mix into it. I also made sure to sieve my lemon juice to get all the pulp out, mix that thoroughly and then put it in the refrigerator to cool. It was over 25 minutes at this point, so I brought out my fish so that I can coat it with my pepper mix. Pour the sauce over the fish. Make sure it was generously covered before placing it back in the oven to continue cooking. And now it was time for me to make my starter, which was some lobster rolls. Today I am using the langostino lobster instead of having to cook my own lobster from scratch. I diced up some spring onions, dill, chives, just different grains. I melted some butter in my pan, added my lobster tails into it, and then I added the grains. To season this, I just added a little bit of the sauce from my fish, transferred that into my bowl and added some light mayo. Gave that a good mix and then I set it aside. For my rolls, I'm using the brioche hot dog buns, the one that is sliced on top. I cut the size of my roll so that I can toast the bun. Place that in my pan of butter. When it turns brown, you turn it. Then I filled my rolls up with my lobster mixture and this is what we have, the most amazing lobster rolls. For my dessert of the day, I am using some leftover chocolate cake that I had from the first week of Ramadan. I cut my chocolate cakes into cubes and then I diced up some strawberries. I'll also be adding whipped cream to this, so I brought that out of the refrigerator. For my cake crumble today, I'll be using these cups that I got off of Amazon. All you have to do is add a layer of cake, put some whipped cream onto it and add your strawberry or whatever fruits you want to add. And then you add another layer of cake and that's how you make your cake crumble cups. At this point, I was almost done with everything and I still had a little bit of time to spare. Brought out my fish from the oven so it can cool down. I also brought out my lemonade from the refrigerator. I poured that into my glass cup, garnished it with a slice of lemon and mint, set up my spread of the day, and this is what it looked like. And besties, everything was ready in no time. It took me about 2 hours to get all of this done. I went out for the day and I started cooking at 5 p.m. when I go back home. And that's it, besties. Bye.